where this movie's going.
An assault on not just Ken, but all men.
Honestly, the only hate I've seen on the movie is from men. The movie was so good. Now, y'all are not wondering why you're here. We both know why we're here. Welcome, Barbie fans, Barbs, and Kens. Y'all are welcome too. Now, obviously we got this pink theme going on because I've always been a Barbie girl. Okay, this was not a trend for me. This was never a phase. This was never a phase, Mom. We got pink glitter down here. Look at my laptop, my makeup bag. Okay, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the brand new Barbie movie that was set to premiere July 21st. I actually got to go see it yesterday, which was July 20th. Me and my mom, we got the tickets, we got dressed up in pink, and let me tell you, it was so cute in there because there was girls with pink blankets, there was actually guys in there too, there was groups of and they were like women, there was like groups of women, they were dressed up in pink heels, pink outfits, it was just so cute. Also, if you have not got to see it yet, I'm sorry, go watch it first and then come back because I am gonna have some spoilers in this video. Also, can we just talk about this? That if you put in Barbie on Google, do you see that? I love it. Like, the scene opens up and it's like, talks about how little girls for centuries were only allowed to play with baby dolls and they were only allowed to dream of being mothers ever. So the opening scene is this kind of like controversial scene because I've seen some of the men online that are like, this is a propaganda, this is against whatever, and I understand, but at the same time it's kind of accurate because it's like that's real. Like, you wouldn't really understand a lot of it unless you're a woman, unless you're a girl. And also something else, little girls, when they played with the dolls, they always wanted to be like their moms. It wasn't like some propaganda that adults think it is because they're children and you forget the innocent side of it. But when Barbie came along, she was a woman, she worked, she had her own job, she got money, and it was inspiring for girls. So they showed the little girls and they're crushing the baby dolls, they're throwing their baby dolls, and they have this giant Barbie appear. And Barbie is what changed everything because Barbie now set the new tone that little girls everywhere could dream of being something more than just a mother. This was like, I guess, taken out of context from these other reviewers, but it was not to bash mothers. It's not saying being a mother is bad. It was just saying that you can do that and so much more. The scene opens up and it's Barbie and she's just so perfect in her perfect little dream house with her perfect pink blankets. And there was a scene that I didn't understand that I just thought it was so funny afterwards, is that like she turns on the shower and she's like taking a shower and nothing was coming out. There was no water or anything. And then I was like, oh duh, because it's imagination. You're supposed to pretend that she's taking a shower. You pretend that she's drinking her juice. You pretend everything. First of all, the colors, loved them. It was so fun and exciting. Like, and everything I think in this movie was done very, very well. I even read an article that said that making the set made them have a worldwide shortage of that shade of pink because they needed so much of it. I was like, okay, Barbie directors, okay, Mattel. The casting for the characters was perfect. Ryan Gosling in there as Ken, and Barbie, Margaret Robbie, and she was the same person that played Harley Quinn, apparently. The scene opens up, like I said, and it's perfect Barbie in a perfect world. Everything is just so good.
It's the best day ever. So is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and every day from now until forever.
And then she's like, do y'all ever just think of dying?
Do you guys ever think about dying?
And then everybody gets quiet and looks at her. You're not supposed to think about that. This is a Barbie land. This is our imagination. This is perfect. And so this is where things start to go downhill, and I'll save some of the details for you to watch the movie, but basically things start malfunctioning in the Barbie world and things started getting a little weird. So Barbie has to go and take her trip to the real world.
The choice is now yours. The first one, the high heel. You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
And it was so weird, like seeing the Barbie world and the real world side by side. Like, it makes you realize how dark the real world can be, like so colorless sometimes, and nobody was smiling at her, and the men were like catcalling her, and that's just reality. And she was like, I don't know what you mean by that, but don't try to flirt with me kind of thing. And Ken was there with her. She didn't want him to go with her because he would slow her down, but he just insisted. Honestly, I know the men are mad, but Ken did get justice in the end, okay? He did get justice. I did feel bad for him because obviously he's trying to be so sweet at first and everything. And I do want to point this out, that I did appreciate this in the movie, was that nowhere at any point in the movie did Ken and Barbie have like a love interest together. They never kissed, even though Ken tried several times. They just were not really she was not into him, at least. I enjoyed that because like it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be innocence, it's supposed to be like little girls playing with Barbie, so to have that like innocence in there was really cute. It's like, ew, stay away from that, don't be distracted with that, and focus on your career because you're a Barbie girl kind of thing. And honestly, I support the message because there are a lot of guys out there that are not good people, and that is a canon event apparently, so that's just my input. Now, where was I? They go to the real world. The storyline was that Barbie thought she was looking for her like girl, the little girl that was playing with her, and using her imagination to try to see what was wrong and fix it. She finds the daughter of the main character actually, and then she realizes that it was the mother's memory that she was thinking of. And so Barbie starts experiencing emotions, and she's like, what is this? This is so like new, this is weird, I don't know how to explain this feelings. She is a Barbie, she's perfect, she doesn't know. When she finds the mother of the girl that she was, like it was her Barbie, when they find out, she takes her back to the Barbie world, runs away from corporate because they're trying to get her back into the Barbie box, which also was so funny because Will Ferrell was like, he played like the CEO of Barbie, and it was like a bunch of men. And so in the Barbie world, it's all perfect, and the women rule everything, right? So they have women full Supreme Court. The president is a woman, and it's just like cute because it's imagination. That's how we played with the toys. Like, it was the girls, you know? And so when she came to the real world, she's like, where are all the women? Like, women do, what do they run? And it's not even like being like, oh, women need blah, blah, blah. It's more of just like, that's just the reality of it sometimes. And it's just kind of like funny coming from Barbie, the irony of it. And so she's running away, takes them to the Barbie world, and they're like, it's so perfect. Well, Ken, she leaves him unattended for just a little bit, and he gets his hands in the school library, finds a book about patriarchy. Okay, and Ken thinks the real world is so awesome because in the Barbie world he was overlooked, and in the real world he's like, men are awesome. They showed a gym scene and they were like, men, 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 which I thought that was so funny. And he's like seeing Rocky, and he's seeing men everywhere, and men rule the world, and it was just a man's world. Ken loved it. So he took the patriarch book, and he was like, I found out that men rule everything at this point in time, and they rode horses and everything. So he took that book and he took it back to Barbie Land, and he taught the other Kens about patriarchy, and they decided to start one. Now, Ken, why would you do that? But he was like, I thought at first that the horses ruled the land. Turns out it was the men on the horses, so the horses are just men extenders. What happened was he took over Barbie's house, and the only thing I would have said is I wish she would have like had a really awesome part right there where she like kicked some butt or something, and she told everybody to get out of her house, like had a like a this is Barbie's house and we're taking it back moment. But that's not how it goes. I still think the movie is great, but she has a breakdown instead, which is real. But girl, come on, you're Barbie still. You're a karate Barbie somewhere, like go do that. Forgot to say one part, that the whole part when Barbie had a breakdown, her makeup had come off and she started to look a little bit different because she had less like makeup on, and she said, well, I'm not beautiful anymore because I don't look like Barbie. And they were like, you still look beautiful just how you are. And I think that was a very good message to send. The little girl and the mom, who were the ones that were playing with the Barbie, were like, let's just leave, forget it, it's too much. And then the little girl was like, Mom, no, you like Barbie. I don't, but you believe in her. Let's go. Let's try to help Barbie. She gives this beautiful speech that is just too much facts for a movie.
You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. To never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault.
And the little girl spoke a fact that I was like, dang, that's kind of tough. She's like, man, that's just how it is. Girls hate girls too. And I'm like, and it snaps the Barbies out of their trance, because when the Kens took over, they had the Barbies in like the Playboy bunny outfits, and they were serving them drinks, and they're like, oh, you're just here to do this. And the doctors and physician Barbies, they were like, I'd rather just be a pretty decoration. And Barbie's like, what is wrong with you? So they kidnapped all of them one by one, and they took them in the car, gave them the speech to snap out of it. So one by one, the Barbies start coming back to like reality, and she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. So basically they start rounding up all the Barbies in Barbie land, and they end up dividing the line between them and Ken. Also, a side note is that when the Barbies will receive a reward or be told they're pretty when they were in Barbie land, they would say, I know. And when they were in the kingdom, they would be like, I don't even deserve this, and they didn't know their worth. So what they do is they make them jealous, and they start turning them against each other. And the Kens have this full-on war. Ken turns Barbie land into kingdom. They end up saving Barbie land. Of course, they put order back into Barbie land as in the real world. And Barbie has her happy ending. She fixes the story and everything. They do have like a special appearance from the maker of Barbie, or they have the person acting as her. This was the part of the movie when everybody was crying because Billie Eilish's song came on, and this is where the quote came from: "Mother, stand still so daughters can know how far they've come." She said this because Barbie was made after her daughter Barbara. So everybody in the theater thinking about their moms was there crying. It was just the whole moment, like that part you would have to see it for me to explain it, like would not do it justice. You have to see that part. It was just 10 out of 10. So the movie ends like that, just happy. Everything is restored in Barbie land. Barbie does end up apologizing to Ken.
I just don't know who I am without you. Barbie and Ken. There is no just Ken.
But I did like the message at the end, which was that Ken was like, Barbie, there is no Ken without Barbie. It's Barbie and Ken. It's Barbie and Ken. I love you. And then she was like, Ken, find out who you are. Like, it's Barbie and it's Ken. And then he has this whole revelation moment that he could be his own individual without just Barbie. Like, he was not made to fall in love with Barbie, and he is more than that. And so I did like that message. There's a lot of people that do have that thinking that like they were just made to fall in love with somebody, they were just made for whatever, when it's like you can be an individual. Overall, the movie was put together very well, and at the end credits they played such a bop. Barbie's song with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, honestly, they had the whole theater bumping. One thing that I would say, the jokes in it are so funny. It's a little rated, like some of the jokes are a little bit adult jokes that you would have to like, you know. And there was a part where Barbie cusses and they like bleeped it out with the little Mattel thing. I thought it was funny, but that's because I'm an adult. If you have a child, just know that. And I left feeling encouraged, like inspired again, because we are Barbie girls. Like, we can do things too. We can be intelligent, we can be pretty, we can be smart. even in this world, even though it's like we might be living in Kendom right now, but it's a Barbie world. I'm just a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I loved this movie. I've always loved Pink and Barbie and just things like that. So go watch it and let me know down below in the comments what you thought about it. Till next time, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to hit 500. So thank y'all for watching and come back soon.